the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello, can you see me, can you hear me, can you let me know? That'd be swell. Botrix has correctly joined the channel, as has Kirsty and Mandy. How we doing? We okay? Is everything working? Can you actually hear me? How is the sound? Kirsty, you're good, you think? Can hear me and see me, that's good to hear. Yes, Kirsty did do a live, but it wasn't at 9:30, so I was scrabbling around looking for it. It was about 3:30 this morning, wasn't it? But fair play to you. Unfortunately, there's no way on earth I could have made it to that one, but there we go. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Nice hat, other famous hat. I'm going with a slightly different look this week. Very muted in the background. Very muted. Casper. And also I've tried something different with the audio, so I'm not sure if it's working properly or not. But I can't have the Piggly Ding up and running, unfortunately, because it was causing all kinds of trouble when I tried it earlier. It's stupid o'clock. You had to go last night and didn't get back until around 3 in the morning. That's fair enough, that, to be honest. That's fair enough. You do it when you can. Oh. Yes, that would explain why you missed it, Mandy. Definitely explains it. You weren't there, man. Right, it is Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, when you got back in, fuck it, I'll go live. You can though, that's the whole thing, isn't it? When you've got the capacity and you've got the facilities to do it, jump on and do it. That's what I say, any road. Light ball is off, yeah. Light ball is off because it's too bright. When that goes on, it completely and utterly obliterates all the other colours. Also, there's no rim lights. It's all done as a test to see whether or not it actually works. It might not do. It might look awful. But you never know. It might look alright, I don't know yet. We shall see. No chat on the screen. I knew there was something. There'll also be no Dukey because I haven't pressed start on that either. Oh man. I was trying to sort something out as well. I never got round to it. Don't piss off. What are you doing? Bazzy. Right, just do something, come on. Yeah, I was trying to find a way of combining the chat in a dock on OBS so I can see what's going on rather than having to look at two different screens and potentially missing people out. Is that on now? There you go, now playing. Nice hat. It is the hat, the famous hat. Trying to make myself look sound, and I don't look remotely sound, unfortunately. I'm too tired to give a shit. I'm aiming for about 2,000 steps a day, and I did something like 3,800 yesterday, many of which were upstairs getting into the stadium, and I've been suffering from cramp all night. Really sore cramp in my left leg. Cramp in the stroke leg is not good. But the new stadium has escalators. Isn't that a Brucey bonus? Which they will be needed as well, because it's quite a... We're in the south stand, which is the blue wall. It's getting cold, isn't it? Massive. Like that. Careful, careful, careful doing that. Careful with how you put your hands on social media. But hopefully it's going to be sound, you know. It looks fantastic. The view that I got from the virtual seat looked amazing. Billy, how you doing? You okay? The football steps did me in. They did. There wasn't a huge amount of steps to get from the car to the turnstile and back, but those steps going up. Oh, Billy.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's going up, level 1. Well done. Yeah. The SM57 is not being used today. We are using something different. I have gone full on YouTube wanker. Sony VE10 and a Shure SM7DB, because apparently it's the best mic out there. It's going to take a bit of messing around with to get it right, but thought an investment in the channel. The camera's good, the light's good, get the best mic I can afford, and then I don't need to do anything else. Or at least everything else should then take care of itself, really, shouldn't it? I've just dropped a video as well, which was a lot of the stuff that I took yesterday at the match. I should have took more. There was more I could have taken, but I just never got round to it because I was shattered. Things like, what first part of the video, I did a little bit of a zoom round to show you what it was like outside the church, outside the ground. About 2 minutes after I walked past there, the Leicester team coaches turned up. Should have just got video of that, of the police bikes and then the 2 coaches coming past. Silly things like that, but I didn't. I just got in, went into the wrong turnstile to begin with, and then walked back out and went, oops, sorry about that. Before getting into the right turnstile, walking up the stairs. I need to be less tired, much less tired. New toys, it is. No, that's all I need. To be able to do streams, a good camera, a good mic, a good light. Stream decks are the only things that maybe. Another large stream deck at some point in the future, if one is cheap enough. But apart from that, I don't need anything now. This is literally it. Yeah, one of them. You'll recognise it. It's one of the ones that all the YouTube wankers have, so obviously I had to join them, didn't I? Obviously. New drone was very, very close the other day, but I got the mic instead. I'm alright with my current drone. I think I'm probably better off waiting until my left hand works. If that works, I might then go and spend a lot of money on a drone, but until then it's pointless. So for the time being, I don't need any more tech. At least not for in here. I've got my new chair coming tomorrow, hopefully. I say it's a new chair. It's about 5 years old now, and I've sat in it less than 20 times. That should be arriving some point tomorrow, which is my chair from work. Very expensive chair. That should be better for me. This one can go upstairs. My nephew can have that one. Denmark have just won the World Cup in handball an hour and a half ago. Well done. Congratulations, Denmark, on winning the handball. I know that's a big sport, isn't it, in parts of Northern Europe. We used to play five-a-side football in the Netherlands, in sports halls, and the goal that we used was the handball goal rather than the five-a-side goal, because it then provided our goalkeeper with a different challenge and provided us centre forwards with a different challenge. Normally your five-a-side goals are short, well, quite low and then wide, whereas these like pretty much squarish, aren't they? But it was good. I enjoyed that. Dancing girls on a pole could help. Could certainly help. Certainly help with the retention rate, I know that. It was against Croatia and they play half handball, half drunken pub fight. Not like the Croatians to get involved in a bit of fisticuffs, is it? They're not shy, are they, Croatians, in throwing hands? Is that what the phrase is? Throwing hands. Do they play in red and white checks by any chance? You think that would distract me? Excuse me, Mandy, I am a professional. I think you'll find. Handball goals are 2 by 3 metres. It's a hockey goal, Steve-O. Ah, right. Hockey is also massive in the Netherlands. By the way, if there's anyone from America watching, hockey means hockey, not ice hockey. Ice hockey is hockey played on ice. There's 2 different games. Field hockey, the one that's played without ice, is the one called hockey. That came first. The pole is near the hot tub for the dancing. You ever seen us dancing? You know, really dancing. Yes, hello Steve. Hello Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And Ruby Roo too. So anyway, do you know what? That was less than 90 quid. I really have had my money's worth out of that. Fantastic mics. If anyone's watching and you're thinking about what kind of mics to get, a Shure SM57 is not bad at all. Or an SM58, like Armanda uses. Great mics. It was only the 4th World Cup in a row that you won. Not bad going. Would that suggest that not only are you the best team in the world, you are by far the best team in the world? Stevening. I like that. Ice creams. You've run out of ice cream. What? How could you run out of ice cream? Apart from the fact that it's that nice that it will suddenly disappear. Good to know. It is. There's loads of good mics out there. Unfortunately, my microphone stuff is the same as my camera. I have loads of kit. Far too much kit. AKGs. I've got 2 of these buggers. They sent me 2 by mistake. They took the money twice though. So I've got a British Imperial fuck ton of cameras and the same with microphones. But this is the setup now. I don't need anything else. That light on the softbox is fantastic. The camera and the lens don't need to be replaced. And if they do, I've got to spare one of these cameras anyway. The mic and the input, whatever you call it, interface, are spot on. What more do we need? Don't need anything else. Keep it in the car for interviews. Well, yeah, except it doesn't work in the car. It's an XLR mic, so it would need an interface. I can't power an interface in the car. That one, on the other hand, maybe I could. I could possibly use that, couldn't I? Should we try that for the next home game? Plug that into... Would that plug into my phone? Do you know what? I think it would. But would it be powered? We'll try that out and see. Is it health and safety approved? Well and truly health and safety approved. Ali, oh, there you go, there you go. Mandy, you remember that particular microphone? It used to make an appearance, didn't it? Back when I was trying to save a few quid here and there and ended up spending twice as much. What I should have done back then is just bought the proper camera, the proper mic and the proper light. Would have saved a bloody fortune. Worth a try, worth a try. Kirsty, you've got a Bluetooth speaker with a mic. Very nice. The audio is one of the best things you can sort out. As is often said on these YouTube guru things, people will stick with poor visuals as long as the audio is okay. But the other way around, if the video is crystal clear but the audio is shite, they'll just switch off. Terrible. Got a power bank, stick it in that. I don't know if it'll work that way because it's supposed. I don't know if it's. You need to have. If you're doing it that way, it would have to be a power through power bank, not just a power bank. I'll have a look. I'll have a mess around this week if I get a chance. Work has been chocker though. I was rushed off my feet last week. And I managed to get my car cleaned today, finally, while it was raining. So it's probably filthy again now. But it needed to be done. Why did you get it done while it was raining? Because it was filthy. Yeah, but it's raining. Yeah, and it's filthy and wet. Whereas afterwards it'll be clean and wet. Still got to clean your car even though it's raining, man. Otherwise the brake dust will eat away at your alloys. No one wants that. Try on the next live and see how it goes. If you remember, well worth a try. If you can try something on every live or on every video that you make and learn from it, it helps. Sherry Odas. A glass of apple juice. Oh, very nice. The lighting is different. We're going for a more subdued lighting setup tonight. Just to see if it's a bit more, I don't know, having a glass of wine in a folk club while someone plays some smooth jazz. I need to work out this microphone as well. It's not in the same shape or position as that thing. So I don't know exactly how to move it around on the boom arm. Don't even know if I need a boom arm. I might just need a little tabletop mount. I'll check that out. I only arrived today, so, but I'll check it out later. Mandy, you don't know what you fancy? Jeff with cheekbones, I would say. Give her a surprise, Ali. Charge her 4 times as much for half as much. That's a surprise for you. You want a smoothie? Des Lynham. There you go. There's a smoothie for you. Jeebus, jeebus, jeebus. It is warm in here. Loads of food going out. That's what we like to see. Keep the populace fed. Speaking of populace, I'm pissed off. Loads of channels that I watch seem to be pissing around with TV shows. And I get in the habit of watching things. So it used to be, I'll get in, I'll watch Up Pompeii followed by whatever it was, something else was on. And then it was Selwyn Froggatt, and there's 4 series of that. And they got to halfway through series 2 and then stopped showing it. Started watching, showing something else instead. Stop pissing around with shows, it's ridiculous. I've had enough of it, stop messing with shows. I try and sort my day out by what's on TV. When I get up in the morning, throw on Talking Pictures TV with some 1930s or 1940s black and white film rather, not black film. Just leave that on in the background while I have my cup of tea. By the time I come back, it used to be Selwyn Froggatt or Up Pompeii, and then Air Crash Investigation, and then have a nap. And then my little routine, I felt great afterwards. It's gone absolutely to shite. Open all hours, they stopped showing that as well. Started showing Porridge, which I don't mind, but just see it out first, man. Casper, you like something warm? That'll be a pint of English beer then, won't it? Apparently. Kirsty, just sub to Billy. Oh, fantastic stuff. No banana. That's a very sick face, Mandy. Whip out the banana. Easy target. Oh, there's stuff going everywhere here. Why stuff going everywhere? Because you're a half-wit, Ashcroft, because you're a half-wit. Bacon butty. Sweet. Hot chocolate for Casper. Do you believe in miracles, Casper? Slanger, indeed. Just run out of smoke. How can you run out of smoke in the smoke? Should be able to put your head out the window and get stoned down there, shouldn't you? In that there London there. Have I just got the light in front of me? It's the light of all you lot shining on me. It's the big light. It's the little ones. What I haven't got is things like that, the rim light or the hair light. Just trying to see whether or not it looks okay. Just for little, I don't know, little changes. If we need a more intimate kind of evening, candle lit. I've got a candle there actually. Now I think if I lit the candle, that'd blow that out, you know. It'd be brighter than everything else. We don't need that. Half. Yep. Either call Kirsty or put the rabbit up and we'll know where it is. Casper, you do believe in miracles? Well, today wasn't really a miracle if it's your 4th World Cup in a row, but that's not too bad. That's the face people do when you give them your banana, is that, Barnsey? Have you tried wire brushing Dettol first? That's a great cup of tea, that. Thermos, because I'm worth it. Go live stream together. There's there are options for that, aren't there, on things like Twitch especially? There's options for that. I remember seeing someone talking about it. All you need to do is invite people, and then straight away everybody who was over on Twitch was thinking, oh brilliant, I'll invite Ludwig or QXC or whatever his name is, QCX, Quincy, QVC, whatever his fucking name is, and then I'll get millions of followers. Doesn't work that way. Been a few YouTube videos actually about don't tell people you've got a channel and don't get a shout out from big channels. I can understand why. My advice, which I think I gave in a video, didn't I? Don't buy subscribers. There's entire genres of videos around that. People going on Fiverr and things and trying to buy viewers. Don't do sub for sub. Don't go into subreddits and things like that, asking people, you follow me, I'll follow you. And be very, very, very careful on shorts. If all you want to do is make shorts, fine. If you've got long form content that you want to make, steer clear of shorts. You can absolutely smash the subscribers, but they don't watch your videos, which isn't good. So when YouTube looks at your channel with 9,000 fucking subscribers and very few people watching your vids, it goes, oh, this must be shit. It's not. Just because 500 million people in India thought I was funny means none of them will watch any of my videos now. But there you go. Just be careful, man. What's the weather like? It was a bit chilly breeze earlier. It was a bit chilly here as well. But I was out in just a hoodie. Well, I had my pants on as well, but you know what I mean. Out in a hoodie in the car. Didn't need me 27 layers on. Billy is from Manchester. Billy was on the stream yesterday, wasn't it? Why does that feel like so much longer ago? It's bizarre. That was only yesterday. Yeah. Not tried it since COVID. Maybe we should start again. Give it a go, man. Give everything a go. Including Earl Grey. Almond milk. One sweetener. Because I'm worth it. That is a good cup of tea. Is Billy Mankman? She isn't. She isn't. Not the actual Mankman. Which, by the way, Billy, if you've not seen this before, I drew a cartoon about 10, 12 years ago of the average Oasis fan. It wasn't even from Manchester. It was just the average Oasis fan. And after watching Ideal, Psycho Paul, he suddenly became very mank. So, here we go. Now then, Mankman, how you doing, lad? How's things? Alright, Asher. Just been putting all my records in alphabetical order. Sorted, mate. There you go, there's Mankman. He suddenly became, after Psycho Paul, he became Mankman. And I like the idea of the fact that possibly he is, he's an old school Oasis fan. You know, one of those ones where I was following them when they were called Rain. I remember Noel when he was roadieing for the Inspiral Carpets. I used to have a drink with him and all that kind of stuff, and he's really, really pissed off with all these modern Wonderwall wankers, as he calls them. So Mankman has got a full backstory to this now and will appear more and more on the channel. And I hope you don't find the attempt at a Mank accent too offensive. But I've had quite a few good mates in Manchester. If you have to pay for subs, you don't have confidence in your channel. Absolutely, Kirsty. I was looking for stuff to begin with, obviously, how to improve your channel, how to get more subs. and there was a load. Oh, that's me. Doesn't matter. There's a load of stuff about what you can do to get more subs is, and I was watching these fellas. They go, well, if you pay some fella over in, I don't know where it was it the Philippines or something? He will get you loads of genuine followers, and they will do this and they'll do that. And then the fella who's making the video went, it never happened. We promised you 5,000 subscribers. He said, I got 25 and they never watched a single video. So avoid it. And he was right. Only way to grow on YouTube genuinely is to grow organically, they say, don't they? Grow a community. It is genuinely, otherwise it's just a vanity metric. Oh, look how many subscribers I've got. It's useless. You need 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. Beyond that, you don't need any more. Just, you need people who watch your videos if you want to get money in. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? But yeah, shorts is the one that's has really affected me. Proper affected me, because just it looks like I've got loads of subscribers because it says next to my name that I have. They just don't watch anything now. That's why instead of putting out, was it like 7 or 8 shorts a week, I've just not put any out at all for years, or once every now and then. I don't cheat. I'm here every single stream, I think you'll find. Billy, I don't find it offensive when people from Manchester do a Liverpool accent. The only people so far that I've heard who are not from Liverpool who can manage to do a convincing Scouse accent have all been from Manchester. Because there's something between the two accents. Obviously, there's only 30 odd miles between the two cities. There's a lot of similarities between the accents. So you can tweak it slightly and just sound a little bit more from one side of the East Lancs to the other. Bernard Hill, the late great Bernard Hill, played the Aussie U's, did a fairly decent one. I also love the fact that in Boys and the Black Stuff, he played a Scouser, and then you had Alan Igban. What was his name in it? The black lad. I can't remember what his name was in Boys and the Black Stuff. It'll come to me in a minute. I'll get it. But he just played it straight up, Mank. Fair enough. If you can't do the accent, don't even try. Fiona Allen from Smack the Pony did a particularly good Scouse accent as well. Kirsty, you notice you got more subs due to the cat short. Short, you can absolutely cane the amount of subs coming in. I think I did something insane, like there's probably about 5,000 subs joined in the space of 6 months, and it was all on the back of old shorts from the World Cup, I think, just blowing up. Strange. Billy, you love Liverpool? I don't mind it myself either. Even though I've lived out of the city for the last almost 34 years, man. Tomasz. Yes, the Prenton PLO, Jimmy Garner. A bizarre Jimmy Garner fact. About 85.3% of all male employees in the Tesco, just down there, my local Tesco, look like James Garner. It is insane. Mandy's points are hard. Oh, sorry, Mandy's points are hard earned. You are just persistent, yes. I have a few more subs than the town of Ollerton in Nottinghamshire. Anything to beat anyone from Notts has to be done. Yes, we'll settle for that. Scab bastards. Tom, Gizzard Job. He was fantastic. I mean, I know it was brilliantly written by Alan Bleasdale, but you can write the best words in the world. If you then give it to an idiot as an actor, nothing happens. Bernard Hill was fantastic. He played that with such, I don't want to say nuance, because obviously it wasn't a nuanced kind of character really, was he? Yozza. I can do that, get the job. But he sort of did. When you see someone falling apart at the seams, being ultra violent, and you can still feel sorry for him, that takes some doing, that, man. I love the thing when he was in the confessional in the church. Oh, Father, I'm desperate, Father. Call me Dan. I'm desperate, Dan. Just, yeah. Pathos, man. The yin yang. You've got to have that little. The sweet and the sour goes well together. It's a shame you couldn't grab your phone last night in time to record one of the kittens trying to climb the bookcase. Always keep a camera on you. Doesn't matter what kind of camera it is. He says, I've got about 600 cameras and there's not a single one. Well, I've got my phone with me, like, but try and keep one with you at all times, because you never know what's going to happen. And also, you need to get yourself in the mindset. That's the thing I'm struggling with. Get in the mindset of an actual visual artist. And I hate that fucking phrase, man. I've been watching more Rock Wilk videos. I love watching his stuff, but he annoys me. Keep going on about he's an artist. I know you are, mate. All right, you make films, I know. You're on YouTube, you're a musician as well. All right, we get that. If you played the have a shot every time he mentions art, you'd be absolutely bladdered within 5 minutes. But you have got to think like a visual artist. As you're walking around, what would look good on camera rather than what words sound good in my head. I'm so used to writing things, whether it's lyrics, poems or short stories, whatever it is. Always trying to listen out for a word that sounds interesting or is in a particular metre that will fit in well with something else. One of my favourite poems that I wrote, I know, Bertie Big Bollocks here, it started off with a tweet. There's a woman, well, it starts off with, there's a woman on my train who looks like John Cooper Clarke. That's what I tweeted. And the more I read it, the more it sounded like the start of a John Cooper Clarke poem. So I wrote it in the style of John Cooper Clarke. Just because that's the way it sounded in my head. And I had that digga 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 digga. There's a woman on my train who looks like John Cooper Clarke. I was going to point it out, but she looks like a narc, capable of cutting with a terse remark. A woman whose bite is much worse than air bark. Now put that in a Manc accent. That is John Cooper Clarke, isn't it? So I'm listening for that all the time when I need to get away from that, because I can't pick a guitar up and write a song anymore. But I can take a camera out and I can visually come up with something interesting, in theory. Know what I mean, bro? Have all the kittens got names yet? If not, why not? I have more subs than 3 times the population of the town that you live in. That's bizarre, isn't it? In that case, it shouldn't be long for you to go around the entire town handing out my card. Your mate's son wants the name of your channel, you're not giving him the name. It's not bad if he watches every video that you do. Maggie, and you can't spell the other one's name. Does it sound easier than it is to write? It's not Xerxes or something, is it? There's only one rabbit hole library, and that's you. That's absolutely. Ali, you put up a video of a crane that you saw today on your way to Tesco. The bird, not the big metal thing that goes zhuzh, 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 no. A proper crane. My unfortunately no longer with us friend over in Florida used to have 2 cranes that used to turn up on her front garden all the time. So I advised her to name them Fraser and Niles. Obviously in the sitcom Frasier, the surname was Crane. So she did. And I'd get the occasional message, or she put on Twitter, I've been out feeding Niles and Fraser, which I thought was fantastic. Watch her in a bit. Here's the right lid. What is it phonetically? Why is phonetically spelt with a PH instead of an F? Anyone know? Why is there an S in lisp? And why is there 3 T's in stutter? This is just fucking evil. He should know better, shouldn't he? Why is there only 1 Monopolies Commission? Why is abbreviated such a long word? Why is dyslexia so hard to spell? Just these things keep me awake at night. It's ridiculous. Shatara. All right. My words just enhance my visual art. I just sound like an absolute wanker when I say that, though. Again, Rock Wilk. I love his stuff and I love listening to him. And he always makes a good point. But just fucking stop with the art, mate. We know who you are now. Chillax, man. Chillax. Don't neglect my love of and talent with words completely. Because the songwriting's trickier. Now, I think I've done it for so long that at almost a drop of a hat, it will kick back in. Muscle memory is still up there a little bit. I can write things, as is shown when the last poem that I did, when I just sat at the temporary traffic lights, which I thought was the temporary traffic lights were over and done with, and I turned up in the car. I don't believe this, and then within seconds I'd written about 2 or 3 stanzas of I don't believe. There's one that turns up occasionally. Putting your mind into the real world is art. Doesn't matter the medium. A good point, it is, but I find it easier doing certain kinds of things. The poetry and writing songs I find piss easy. They might not be the best in the world, but I find it easy to do. Sort of the technique, the method behind it. Whereas, even yesterday, I managed to catch a little bit now and then of what was going on, enough to put together into a little video. But started off, because I've only got the one bloody hand, or one working hand anyway. A lot of it, there's a lot of crotch shots when I pressed start and then had to lift up, and even then it was all squiggly, wonky and all kinds of stuff. I need to think more about the visual side of things. How can that tell the story of what my day's been? I'll get there though. How did he stick Teflon to the pan? That's a very, very good point. Just sent a voice note of the kitten's name. Shatara was in Thundercats, yep. Or Hundercats, as they should be called. Hundercats. Oh. Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Yep. I've still not tried it. I have got bottles in the Louis Frigo and I still haven't opened one yet. But then I've been really busy. Piss balling about, obviously. Has anybody tested the bottle opener? Well, considering who have I sent them to? Well, Steve's got them. I've got them. Ali, Kirsty, Jackie. So out of 5 people, there's 4 non-drinkers there, really, isn't there? So unless we're opening bottles of pop from the 1970s. But I've got non-alcohol beer in the fridge. I might go and get one in a bit. Should we test it out? Was an 80s cartoon series as well. Esther, how you doing? TV show for kids. It wasn't a TV show for kids. It was a TV show that some kids watched. I must have been drunk. Yeah, it wasn't like Balamori or stuff like that for little kids. It was proper, you know, action adventure, cartoon action adventure. Pint. You haven't received it yet? Yeah, it was quite funny as well. The girl behind the counter had to fill in a customs declaration form. What exactly is in the envelope? Oh, for fuck's sake, man. I can't tell you this. It'll make me sound demented. What is it? And a TV show for kids. You pause, patrons. You're on pause patrol now. The detergent one. Oh, where's me thing as well? Not me thing. No. Not get me thing on the screen. Don't worry about it. Where is it? Where is it? No wonder me phone fills up so much. I only made something, was it last night? And now I can't find it because it's about 9 miles below where it should be. Right, let's see if this works. This might be something going forward. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe now, I have to wait. Balls to it, balls to it. Don't matter, don't matter, don't matter. Piggly Ding, who's next? I can't have that switched on at the moment because it'll bleed through to the mic, and we don't need that. Slang here for a bottle opener is a samfundshjälper, or a societal helper. Samfundshjälper. That's I like that. You're more curious if the ring pull a bit works or just snaps off. It looks fairly. That's fairly strong, that, you know. Well, check it out, man. Like Hong Kong Phooey. Oh, I loved Hong Kong Phooey. Jackie Lewis, dinner lights, he just finished the dishes. You want an extra hot skinny latte with an extra shot in a takeaway cup. A kids TV show, since no matter your age you are still a kid at heart. Oh, thank you. Yeah, #1 super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than a human eye. Very nice pronunciation. It helps if the H is silent. Samfundshjälper. There you go. Hard enough the Piggly Ding is Piggly Dung, because there's a button on the Stream Deck and it's aimed directly at you. Now it's a button on the Stream Deck has got a counter on it. As soon as I press it, it goes 30 minutes, 29:59, 29:58, ding, 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 ding. Then when it reaches 30, it goes Piggly Ding, except I can't have it switched on because the mic's brand new. Well, it's not second hand, but you know what I mean. Hong Kong Phooey is brilliant and funny. It was superb. Loads of the cartoons back in the 70s were great. Proper funny. Danger Mouse was superb. Count Duckula. Lots of the Cosgrove Hall stuff were really funny. Yeah, there you go. No Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse, if you go back and watch it now as an adult, is even better. It's so well made. Tiny Thomas. You need to be very careful there. You almost called him Tony Thomas. Which, although he was a Wirral legend, playing for Real Madrid, or Tranmere as they called, was shite for Everton. Filled pasta with steamed spinach. Would that be with ricotta as well? Danger Mouse was very adult. Is that why you like it, is it? It is funny, stuff like that. If you go back and watch a lot of the shows from the 70s, they were a lot more adult than we thought. I thought. Hang on, just trying to switch things off there to make sure they don't go off again. Ali, you had steak and kidney pie earlier. You put it on bread and made a sandwich. You sound like my sister. Mushy pea butties, mashed potato butties. It doesn't matter what it is. She could eat it on bread. You like it nice and light. Kids shows nowadays are boring and making the kids stupid in certain things. I genuinely think it's deliberate. I think the last 20 years or so has been an exercise in trying to dumb down an entire world population. I mean, we grew up watching stuff that was actually entertaining and educational. Now kids are just as thick as shit, aren't they? Because they're being lied to deliberately on a day-to-day bloody basis. Hair Bear Bunch, fantastic stuff. My dad looked like that during the 70s. Where's the rest of the stuff, man? Looking for the rest of my stuff. Tom, how are you? How's Mrs. Tom? Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? There you go. How fantastic's that? Thank you, Mandy, for sending that. Isn't that a fantastic David Bowie spud head? And how's Domingos Duarte? El gato más guapo, eh? Captain Pugwash with Steam and Stains and Roger the Cabin Boy. It's a different world, mate, isn't it? I love all that stuff. You are walking in a noisy wonderland. Mrs. Tom is in the bath. Domingo is having his post-dinner, pre-supper snooze. Is this having a sleep to give him the energy to eat his next meal? Oh, to have a life like Domingo. Speaking of kids shows, did we hear about the Danish TV show John Dillermont? No, we should look that up. We're talking cartoons. Rhubarb and Custard was mad. That theme tune was fantastic. Same as What a Mess and Tidy Up. All these things were made by people who had a certain habit, I think. I remember watching one of those and then just in the bottom of the screen, for no apparent reason and nothing to do with the plot, was a little mouse dressed as a burglar running along the bottom, followed by a little mouse dressed as a policeman with a truncheon smacking him on the head. What has this got to do with anything? Brilliant. Enjoy your bath, Mrs. Tom. Yeah. Hope you ran the bath for her. Hope there's floating rose petals in there. Some scented candles. A bit of Kenny G on the wireless. Got to be done, hasn't it? Deserved. It is fantastic. She's got the S-kills to pay the B-ills as our Mandy when it comes to knitting. The Bowie potato western is fantastic, isn't it? I tried to do my picture with a flash over and it looked fucking awful. That, on the other hand, looks proper Bowie. Kirsty, you've noticed that playgrounds are becoming safer. They're becoming a lot more safer than they were in the 1970s because there's not as many nonces around now. Well, there probably isn't there? How they got away with that? It was a different world, wasn't it? Absolutely different world. Bizarre but different. You were cooking and dishwashing, she ran her own bath. That's a likely excuse. A likely excuse. Put your foot down, Mrs. Tom. None of his slaver. Put your foot down with a firm hand. It's about a guy with the world's longest willy, and he used it for the greater good, like saving someone from a well or as a lasso. What? Is this a kids' TV show? So you've got Pippi Longstocking and Willie Longslong. Stop being cheesy. I can't help it. Can't help it. Magic Roundabout was apparently thought up during, yes, a Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds vacation. It wouldn't surprise me. Same as Jamie and the Magic Torch. A lot of foreigners and Danes alike were horrified. And a lot more ordered it and started recording it. It is fantastic. You haven't knitted anything in ages. Well, we have a captive audience at the moment, so if you want to see anything knitted by the fair hand of our Mandy, just put it in the chat. We would like to see. Have you not knitted any Red Dwarf characters? You should be able to make a rimmer, a knitted rimmer. Just knitting the H on the front, that'd be fantastic. Do that. Get it done. Go on, start now. Not yet, no, after this. Jackie Lewis, how is the weather up north? That sounds like some kind of Soviet thing, that, doesn't it? When two Soviet spies meet. How is the weather up north? The squirrels fly high over Moscow tonight. Book 8 out of 12 now. Oh, you're smashing it, aren't you? Followed by how's your book reading going? That was perfectly timed, although just slightly unperfectly timed. John Oliver even brought John Dillermand up in his show last week. Last week tonight, yeah. A knitted star bug would be cute. There you go. See, that would work. 2 green cricket balls. You're almost there. Like John Bon Jovi. Your local, the play equipment is no longer as high and the climbing frame is gone. Everything's becoming closer to the ground. This is what's wrong with kids these days. They're not allowed to find out that things hurt. A lot of us in this particular chat grew up at a time where playgrounds would be concrete and there'd be broken glass in there, and you learned very quickly not to jump off the swings. What happened to you? Oh, I jumped off the swings and cut myself. Well, you know what the thing there is, don't you? Get rid of all the glass off the playground. No, don't jump off the fucking swings. All right, can we go to hospital? Get in there. Get in there. Just throw some Dettol on it. A knitted rimmer sounds wrong. It sounds very, I don't know, very niche. There's certain parts of the internet that'll have that on there. What are you into? I'm a knitted rimmer. What? Knit prints? You mean the diminutive little sex dwarf? You knew that was coming. You felt the force, didn't you, Ali? You felt sorry, Mandy, you felt the force coming from Ali. The merry-go-round no longer goes as fast as it should. Is this because you've got nobody with the stolen scrambler bikes using the back tyre to spin it round? You must have tried that. The sense of risk is an important part of kids' play areas. It should be. You learn life's lessons. You learn these valuable things. There's an entire section, isn't there, of the internet about fuck about and find out. We did. That's exactly what we did, and we found out. Which is why we've lived to such a ripe old age. If I carried on doing what I was doing, I wouldn't still be here, so I'm not doing it. Speaking of spies, the ship accused of cutting underwater cables last week is now confiscated and kept up in Oslo. The whale's going mad, isn't it? Crew and all. The whale's gone mad. I seen that today. Trump's throwing the aisle 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and the Canadians and Mexicans have just said, all right, yep, sound, right back at you. And 100% tariffs on Teslas. Oh man, this is the biggest playground spat in history, this, isn't it? It's funny. Does sound like a shitty playground. The floors are soft, they are, aren't they? Let them learn lessons. climbing frame is tall enough and the ground itself is soft. What's wrong with falling off one, bouncing off every little ladder on the way down, and then going home and telling your mum and dad that you've done something stupid like falling off a climbing frame? Fell off a climbing frame, don't do it again. I won't. There you go. Definitely a shitty playground. Because when you were a kid, it was metal rods and cement flooring only on the playground. The way it should be. You have to learn these lessons. You can't learn them by watching them on TV. You have to go through the actual pain. And once you do, say, right, not doing that again. That was stupid. Scrapes, cuts are necessary to build up immunity. They are. It gets stuff into your system that your body then fights. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck around and find out is one of life's best lessons by an absolute distance. One of your worst injuries as a kid was giving yourself a bump the size of a golf ball on your forehead after chasing a football and running into a horizontal bar on a climbing frame. Did you do it a second time, Steve? Danish politicians, I think they're stopping Ozempic being sold to the USA because 1 in 8 Americans use it. It will hit them hard. He hasn't thought it through, has he? There's going to be all kinds of kerfuffles and repercussions on this. What was yesterday? Was that all over the news? One person on those electric scooters, another person on it. That should have been going fast. So it was funny as hell watching. We need to. Yeah. We need a little bit of danger in life. Makes you feel alive, doesn't it? Did you learn to duck, Steve? Did you learn to duck? Was the bar okay? And hear the clang coming through the ages. Did it clang or did it go fadung? Yeah, you've got to learn these lessons. Which is why we, as a sort of a sliver of society, will watch where we're going. As much as I can be on my phone quite a lot during the day, if I'm crossing the road, I'm not crossing the road like that, because I know not looking where you're going is painful. No scar. Nah, just rubbed it. It'll be alright in the morning, it'll be alright. Fudung. You know, if you've done that nowadays, we'll have to take him down the A&E, make sure that he's not got concussion, or make sure there's no lasting damage. Back then, were you acting a twat? Yeah, don't do it again. Okay. What do I do now? Get back outside. Have you finished your game yet? Life's lessons learned. You was at work with your dad on a Saturday at his old school, you scared the life out of him. Yeah, if he's not expecting it and you turn up. Fadunged. Bad stuff, man. Read an hour ago that Elon is now suing Lego because they won't advertise on X. It's bizarre, all that shit. Loads of people said they don't want to advertise on there just because of the way the platform is going. There should be no kind of legal obligation to advertise anywhere. Insecure billionaires. How can you be an insecure billionaire? No matter who it is, you can buy and sell them 100 times over, and yet you're still insecure. It's ridiculous, as they say in Japan. Yeah, you do wonder how much of the performative media stuff from the US is cover for scarier stuff. There was a thing earlier on that I seen that I didn't look into too much, but someone's theory is this is done deliberately to crash the global economy so they can bring in their own cyber currency. Tinfoil hats all round, but you know. Suing the council for putting the bar there. The council back then would say, this bar has been there for the last 155 years. Thousands of children have played here over the years. Never run into it. You did. It's your fault. And your mum or dad would just go, yeah, good point. Get home. different world now, man. Different world. Right, Piggly Ding. Anyone else? Hand in the air. Wave it like you just don't care. 1-year-old teachers uploaded a video from 1992. Good year, 1992. Filming the kids playing outside in the schoolyard. Back when you could film kids in the schoolyard. Just imagine doing that now, a teacher filming kids. It'd be bedlam, wouldn't it? Black Hawk helicopters turning up and all kinds of stuff. In that clip, a child fell hard. Happened non-stop. Yeah. Get up. Performative as in only bears. That's a very niche target as well, that one, isn't it? Only bears. Don't be getting any ideas, Horace. Small children should be made to walk barefoot over Lego to prepare them for adulthood. And also, if they were, it might stop them leaving Lego all over the house. What harm is it doing? I'll tell you what, I'll wake you out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're absolutely away with it, and then make you walk to the bathroom. Then you'll see what the pain is. Except, small children don't weigh much, so they can walk over Lego without it hurting. When you're 15.5 stone, you walk over it. Although it's still not the worst pain, is it? Anybody who's done any kind of building work will tell you, kneeling on a nail or a screw that's on its side with the part sticking up, oh my word, ow, ow, ow. There's few things that hurt as much as that. Jumping in a car too quickly and sitting on your own bollocks, that's also very painful. Am I right, ladies? Got no idea, have you? Lots of smoke screens being loosely tossed out in the ether to distract from the scariest stuff. It does look that way, doesn't it? Leave poor Horace alone. If he's the one going for only bears, there's going to be trouble in this place. Because I haven't got a cut. Well, I don't mean like that, no, I mean... Yeah, the jet and the military helicopter crashing in the US. Next day, a different plane with a figure skater. There was, yeah, it just seemed to be bizarre, all that stuff. There wasn't a loss of life in a plane crash in the US for decades, I don't think. Oh no, not decades, actually. Was it 2010 was the last time? So it's a fairly long time. Then all of a sudden, you start sacking all the FAA people, and this is what happens. The Medivac plane that crashed, that looked, you see the video of that? It looked like a fucking hell, looked like a proper missile. It didn't look like a plane. Bizarre, man. And now they're all getting caught on camera because everyone's got Ring doorbells or CCTV, or everyone's got a decent phone in them. And mad. Also, maybe Maersk won't ship to the US if we don't back down. Makes up to 15% of all the world's shipping. It does seem to be the biggest one I've seen. That and Evergreen just seems to be everywhere, don't they? In fairness, you would subscribe to Only Bears. Horace in the top 0.1%. Doing 1,000 haiku a day. That's very niche. Yeah, another plane crashed in the US. Considering how many flights there are every day, these are not very, or they're very rare, aren't they? Rare occurrences. To have two happening in the space of 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is, that just seems a bit weird, but it does happen. Just not very often. Cross your legs funny with a patient the other day. Brought a tear to your eye. Which one? Yeah, ladies, obviously it doesn't affect you, but if you jump in a car too quickly, your earth d'amour can swing underneath you, and you sit down full force on it. You'll be speaking with a light-coloured voice for days. No es bueno, man. 16 years since the last one in the US. Last fatality anyway, wasn't it, on There's been loads of like light aircraft and stuff, but there's a YouTuber who done a blonde YouTuber whose entire YouTube channel was basically around sort of I'm fit and I fly a plane, but she was thick as shit. And there's a really good aviation channel over there in the States, and he was saying just watch what she's doing. Went round and round. I mean, the fucking airport that she took off from is below her. Went round and round a few times and then went off in the completely wrong direction to where she was supposed to be going. This fucking woman, if you're not got a compass in there, you know, she's turning on the sat-nav Waze or something in a plane. Fucking hell, man. Just take off and go in that direction. If you go up there and it's over there, go up and go over there. Soft bastards. There's loads of them, but very few proper commercial or Medivac flights. It darted. It was bizarre seeing that. Something must have gone catastrophically wrong. Planes don't do that usually. Make them do it in secondary school, yet as part of a trade. Absolutely. Horace haikus are smashing. Watch this space. Morning, Jackie. Always happening in threes. F-35, Washington and now Philly. It does, doesn't it? Or it seems to anyway. But hopefully there's nothing more to it than just either three accidents or three little forms of someone acting stupid, making a mistake, pilot error. But the one with the helicopter just doesn't need to be anywhere near. It doesn't matter whether the other plane was supposed to be coming into a different runway and they moved them round. I know that, but either way, you don't have fucking Black Hawk helicopters around an airport with planes coming into land. Makes no sense. It's Mecca than not science. Jackie's quiet. Don't jinx it. For fuck's sake, Esther, don't jinx it. Would Horace have different tiers of subscription? The haikus get more racy the more you pay. Absolutely. He is a proper little slag, isn't he, Horace? He's a word slag. Old Maersk was for a long time the richest fella in Denmark. A friend of yours went to a prestige boarding school with the great-granddaughter of Maersk. They were so rich it's unreal. You can't start up a business like that, can you? I mean, you couldn't do nowadays. You can't just go out and start one up. You can buy a van and put on the side of it that you're a plumber. But you can't start up something. These proper big businesses have been going for a bit of a while. You're filling in forms, they are feckin' ridiculous, they always are. Thomas putting far too much effort and thought into these, or is it just on his mind straight away? Is that what it is? Racy and haiku in one sentence is very strange. Not if you go to the right places. Waiting for him to ask the colour of your mother's arse. Is that on every form you fill in? If it is, you need to speak to your local post office. Yeah, it does sound very Spanish Inquisition-ish, doesn't it? Insurance forms for the fence. Are you calling Neymar a fence? Read your home insurance policy and saw that if your duvet got stolen overnight, you wouldn't be covered.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Speaking of duvets, where's our Louise? Form see mum has Alzheimer's. Ah, man. That's a horrible disease, that. Trump claimed that the US spent 50 million on condoms in Gaza was strange even for him. Do you know what? I would quite happily spend a week on holiday in his brain just to see what the fucking hell goes on in his mind. He's like a child. Just bizarre, man. UB duvet less. Black box on the airplane shows it was 100 feet lower or higher than it was shown at the tower. Right, if there's a discrepancy, there's something very, very dodgy then, isn't it? That's not good. That is definitely not good. You did mention Mrs. Tom's mate, who's on Only Haikus. She's making money hand over fist. Yeah. You think about monetising anyway. Even haikus can be monetised. Louise, just been talking about you. How's things 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle? How are the Sherpas? Do you want me to bring your tin round for you? Bit of Kengal mint cake. Give you energy that for getting home. How's they going? Is it alright? Yeah, the Americans call it a comforter. Why is it called a comforter? I know obviously a blanket or a duvet would be comforting, but maybe it's because I'm a landowner. No, over here a comforter is just a little tiny little blanket, isn't it, given to a kid to hold on to. Just feels weird. Mind you, the whole American system is weird when it comes to stuff like that, isn't it? They don't really do the same sort of duvets that we do in the same way. Over here, it's a bottom sheet, isn't it? A duvet in a cover over the top, that's it. That's all you need. And some billows. Good dad joke. All dad jokes are good. Speak of Louise and the devil it will appear. Attendance allowance, etc. Yeah. Age UK and others will support you with their completion. There you go. If in doubt, speak out. Louise, de lege. Are you legen, working or shaking? How many duvets have you got on tonight? Is it a 27 duvet night? I think I seen them, didn't I? Support an 8 mile radius in Toronto in 72. 8 duvet night. Comforter. Yes, there are some people in Ellesmere Port who still call it a continental quilt. As does Steve's mum. It is a continental quilt, isn't it? There's people in Ellesmere Port, though, when you say to them, how'd you get to the airport? Like that, you know. People in Ellesmere Port don't trust the moon. A Horace haiku. I jumped in the car too fast and my things got squished. Brought tears to my eyes. Oh, that's a proper Horace haiku. As he jumped in and landed on his bare balls. Just to confuse us non-English. It confuses us English as well. It used to be a continental quilt. Why? Were quilts only available on the... Or is it because it's called a duvet? Therefore it must come from France, therefore it must be continental. You've started it now and it's so over the top personal. Very invasive and you find it distressing and disgusting. Yeah. There's lots of things that I've filled in over the years which has been, do you really need to know this? And none of it has been anywhere near as important as something like that. So I can imagine it's just insane, isn't it? We have a quite big pillow and duvet selling store chain called Jusk, is that? Jusk. Do we have that in the UK? Probably we don't, but we probably do. It might have a different name over here. It's in tons of countries. You think that they're completely different and you go somewhere and it's exactly the same thing but with a completely different name somewhere else. So we probably do, to be honest with you. Just don't recognise Jusk. You make a butty off your OnlyFans, but you've got to put the effort in. Got to be done. Do the hours, get the glowers. Brings in the Dwayne Eddies. Just closed its local store. I've not seen one of them anywhere. Just reminds you of IKEA or Wayfair. You've seen it here. Where are they? Say that about people from a village in Norfolk called Hindelfeston. Just sounds proper Swedish, doesn't it? Where you from? Hunfeston. Only Scrans. There is a place in Liverpool, a butty shop called Only Scrans. Blaming Jeff for changing brought to bought. I did change it to brought for you, Mandy. You didn't need to say anything. No one noticed. Yusk means Jutlandic. So you, it is you. A peninsula dweller. Which, of course, our Thomas is a peninsula dweller as well. You've got Yusk in Ireland as well. You've never been to one. You've got... There's Yusk everywhere apart from Southport. Jackie might be your sister. What? No, what is Ali Ali-O? Ali Ali-O. Yeah, they're not nice, especially when you have to present a picture of the worst day to try and justify the claim. Do ask for the local agency to help the completion. People who deal with stuff on a day-to-day basis are not going to even think about what they're reading either, are they? It's just, right, this is what we need to put in for you now. Bought a shower curtain and a hamper there. That's a combination, that one, Esther. For $1.99 a month, you can find out. That is a Brucey bonus, that. Mates rates. 1 month only. Pay extra. The dude who started it started doing a commercial filmed in his mid-Jutlandic... Jutlandic? What the fucking hell is that? Jutlandic bedroom, and died a few years ago being a multi-billionaire. Filmed with his 1985 home camcorder. Proper. Let's raid the bar. She's not here. Come on, let's raid the bar. Get in there quick. Our Ali will come back. There's nothing there. Like in Still Game, everyone runs behind the bar. To Bobby. I wonder what that noise was. I've left the window open, haven't I, because it's too hot. There's money out there to be made, isn't there? Whether you're dealing with duvets, pillows, or showing the horse's collar on OnlyFans, you know. Money to be made. Usually have great deals on down duvets and excellent pillows. Change your pillows often. They're usually cheap enough that you can do it. Don't keep them for too long. After uni, you worked in a cab for 3 years. Was it a fake cab that you worked in? Oh, Citizen Advice Bureau, right. Then lack of funding, completed so many DLA that your eyes turned in. Oh, I imagine, yeah. The cab is all but gone here. We used to deal with them on a daily basis, the cab. Not just the CABs either, things like the Horn of Africa Society. Being able to give people help, genuine help, there and then, when they need it. That's the reason why they're pretty much closed down. They were too useful for the people. We can't have people being helped. That'll be no good. No good. Just fund the proper services, fund the people who know what they're doing. Exactly. Did you watch the latest Jonathan Pye video about Labour? And he was going on about you can blame Thatcher because she got rid of this idea that public services should be funded by the government. You pay your taxes, you fund public services. The way it used to be. It isn't now, is it? CAB, Esther, is the Citizens Advice Bureau. So if you didn't know something, like if you needed to go and claim benefit, or you were having trouble with your landlord or something, all these weird things that you didn't know yourself, you could go to a CAB and you'd find people who know the ins and outs of claiming benefits. Say if you're having a problem with your landlord, what are your legal standpoint, what can you do? If you need to apply for something, they'll tell you how to do it. Getting a blue badge for the car, go in and speak to them. Do I qualify? We can tell you now whether you do or don't. Stuff like that. called community advice now, yeah. There's a business idea. Boober, a cab company with topless drivers. That would work. Over here especially. Don't forget to grab Jeff's nuts, especially if he's cheekbone Jeff. Yeah, the pie video, time for the Labour government to govern. At some point, we need someone to come in and go, do you know what? Sod them. We're stopping to make money for already people who are billionaires. If you want to pay bonuses to the big bosses and to shareholders, do it out of profits. And if you're not making profits, you don't pay anything. You can't have Thames Water paying £70 billion in dividends over so many years while being £67 billion in debt. It just seems to be, I don't know, all that money you gave away that you're in debt to. If you'd have kept it, you wouldn't be in debt. Doesn't work that way. Should work that way. Balance. It's always managed completely funding forms from different sources, yeah. Government, comic relief, children in need. Yeah, we're always charity. There should be no such thing as charity in the Western world. There should be no need for it. There's enough money around the world to not need any of this shite. But it's always us that have to pay for it because the other fuckers won't. Ali's back. Back again. Where did Lofoten come from? An old classmate of yours is half Norwegian and lives there. It looks an amazing place. Hornchurch Ostrich. Such a shame the bus broke down en route to Toronto 72. Fantastic band, has to be said. Pontifical Sora Rogerstone, I know him. Codicil Caption. Code on Sprocket Wooding Workforces Brig. Chi Isthmus. What's a Chi Isthmus? Is this one piece of power within your system connected to another larger piece of power within your system? All sorts of advice. Employment was a biggie too. Lots of employment stuff. Yeah. I'm thinking of going self-employed. What do I need to do? Things like that. Do I need to tell anyone? Who do I need to register with? What do I need to fill in? Who was minding about when you were gone? Nobody. Mandy led a raiding party, so if there's anything left, go and give it to the paraffins outside. The CAB was Jackie's dogging vehicle of choice, it was. Fake CAB. Citizens information it is, yeah, same kind of thing. Lofoten is gorgeous, you want to go there? It does look amazing. It's got the best looking football ground I've ever seen as well. Genuinely looks incredible. Codicil Quidditch Iridium. Quickness up Heidi. No, don't be having a go there. Cruel Quickness Codicil Mid-Wicket Curio. My ex-wife's called Heidi. Let's not go there. Especially followed by Cruel. I'm not bitter. Living in me car on pills for me nerves. Mid-Wicket Curio. It is a very, very early Duckworth-Lewis method. Also a Duckworth-Lewis method song. What a great band they are. Oh, here we go. Casper.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there. That's two. We're not counting me. That's two. Have you seen the 37-ball century by the Indian lad? Oh. Hat-trick, and look who it is.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It is our Louise. Oi, oi. See, you can level up on here. Because you've got to be in it to win it. And the fact that you leveled up by saying, yes, Casper, and off you went. Fantastic. About bloody time. It is. Every pissing week I'm here. Every pissing week. Now it happens every pissing week. There you go. and you set off your own streamers for your own level up. How good's that? Chico trainers, Yuko training. Lofoten is like 400 miles north of the Arctic Circle. She once posted pictures of a snowstorm in June. It's absolutely amazing now. It looks beautiful. Jackie's turning into a Jerry Springer there, aren't you? You go, girl. You want to kick his ass to the curb, girlfriend. I saw a sausage dog yesterday. My daughter wasn't in the car with me. I was gutted. I always do the New York thing when I'm with her. Every time a dog goes past. Oh my God, have you seen the dog? The dog's adorable. Was it a sausage dog? No. And yesterday it was a sausage dog and she was nowhere to be seen. I was devastated. Absolutely devastated. You were expecting the Indians to declare today. English cricket, a bit embarrassing at the moment. What is it? Is it declare? Was it the first test or something today? I have not watched any cricket in ages. Not long until County Championship is back. You're booked in for trips to Lords and Sedbergh. Lords. Jackie, how's the fur babies? Back to slidey time. Yep, exactly. Over the writing. Yeah, Steve, how was things going back to work? Were you alright? Were you smashing it? Imagine midnight sun in a snowstorm. Also the aurora currently there. Yeah, my dad played football up in the north of, I think it was north of Norway, in the Arctic Circle. And it was, I forget whether he said it was daylight at night or night time during the day. It was one or the other. I know my mate also did the Land of the Midnight Sun half marathon in Reykjavik. And he said it was great, but very confusing. Corrigendum, assisting psychogenic McDonough, Do Omni, orphan postboxes, bodybuilding, Hayden weighing, privileged typing, flying litigious. A New York sausage dog. Oh my God, would you look at the sausage dog? He's adorable. What's his name? Is it Myron? Lords is where the name's on the wooden panel. It is. The home of cricket. Flintoff Jr. got a good ton for the Lions. Wise words indeed, Bandia. It is the home of cricket, like Wembley for football, or Twickenham for nonsense, yep. For voir jeans wearing nonsense. They're asleep at the moment. Goosh. Tromsø was even further north and it's the world's northernmost pro football team. It might have been Tromsø that he played against. Thinking about it. It was a while ago though. Obviously, because he retired in 1985. 86 even. Retired at Tranmere Rovers. One season and his back exploded. Louise, how is your fare, baby? Sorry, Louise, how is your fare, baby? You have to wait for some scaffolding, so hopefully tomorrow you can get on better. Oh, good stuff, mate. Back into the hour routine, eh? Yeah, if either of the Flintoff Juniors, Rocky or Corey, can get half of the level of the dad. Phalanx, of course. Yeah. It's not very often you get world class from world class from world class, but you never know, do you? What's the job? What's the job, Steve? Has Rashford gone to Villa? Whatever happened to him? Looks like there's a personality conflict with him and Amorim. I think Rashford needed to get out. Obviously gone to somewhere where... Are they still in the Champions League? Villa. He's getting European football. And he probably doesn't have to move. Just travel down the M6 to get to training, but he could have done with moving away further, I think. Get out of Manchester, get away. Get back to enjoying his football, get a smile on his face. And then, has he gone on loan or has he gone like full time? Repointing a flintwork gable end. Jeez, man, that must be some effort. Flintoff has got 2 sons in cricket. Yes, he's got 2. Esther, he's got, is it one's 16 and one's 18 or something now? Both young lads. And they both play just down the road from where I am. Or at least did. Southport and Ainsdale is it they play for. Just down the road. Do us a video so we can see your master craftsmanship. We want to see that, yeah. Will we get some Builder Steve footage? We haven't seen Builder Steve for a while. We need some Builder Steve footage. Rashford was pushing for Barca, but they had some loan and money issues. Barca have always got money issues. Villa are mad to pay him 275k a week. What? The whale's gone mad. Villa are paying 2/3 of his wages with an option to buy for 40 million in the summer. That is an absolute bonus. 40 million for a player of his quality. If you can get him playing anywhere like he was, top quality. Didn't know Flintoff was old enough to have sons playing. Flintoff is about 48, isn't he? 47, 48 or something. Something like that anyway. He's not a young pup anymore. Getting towards his 50s. You want the Steve to build a tune? We all do. You have to use specific stuff for that. We didn't need to see it, don't we? You've read that as Barker, woof woof. Watch out for the woof woof. Yep. I want doesn't get. Young lady, young lady. Yeah, he's about 47ish, I'm sure he is. Should we have a look? Should we Google him? $47, yes. Good guess that, wasn't it? Just turned 47 in December. Looks younger than you. Or looks, sorry, he looks a lot younger to you. He does. Despite the fact that he's had a bit of a life as a young Fred. He does exercise a hell of a lot, or he did anyway. Looks after himself. Probably doesn't drink anywhere near as much as he used to do. Still looks, until he had his accident, he still looked very, very fit. He's done his boxing. He's always out and about on the bike. Saw someone taking control over a handy in the bedroom, a Rod Stewart. Very poor indeed, very poor. Well,
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
fitter now than he was when he was playing, absolutely 100%. In fact, if he looked after himself more when he was playing, he wouldn't have been as unfit as he was. Cheap viewers on, I don't think so, on Twitch. Thank you anyway. I can understand being young lads, like being world champions or whatever it was, and winning the Ashes. It's, you can go out on the ale for a week or two, but you're a sportsman at the end of the day. As who was it? Kevin Ratcliffe said in the Everton Howard's Way documentary, people used to think they were out on the piss too much, and he said, you don't become the best team in England by drinking at the wrong times. And he's right. Do you know when to do it and when not to do it? And if you don't know the difference, that's when you end up with a wasted career, or a career that could have gone better than it even did. With Flintoff, he was fantastic, but he could have gone on longer. He could have been fitter, could have won more. Yeah, bulimia. Yeah, I watched that documentary as well. He still talks about himself that when he was on Top Gear, not done too bad for a fat lad from Preston. Looking at him thinking, you're not a fat lad, he's big. He's a big unit of a man. But he's not fat. Just been solid. But that's in the head, innit? Never happy. You were at the T20 finals day when he made his comeback and took a wicket first ball. Reaction from the crowd was unreal. He's a man of the people, isn't he, our Fred? Remember watching him when he played over in the Big Bash in Australia, and he had the mic on, and they were talking to him. We've heard that you sing Elvis songs, don't you? Yeah? Will you sing us a song? Let him take these next 2 balls and I'll sing you a song. Oh, here we go, of course he will. And then he did. He started singing in the Ghetto live on the pitch. There's probably people sat on the sidelines looking at him, what the fuck hell is he doing there? Why is he singing at the top of his voice? Without realising it's going out live to the whole of Australia, mate. Can you change Steve's dogging name because it keeps coming up with the artist? The artist formerly known as. Yeah, the Field of Dreams on iPlayer is fantastic. Both series of it is amazing. What a fantastic man he is as well. So's Hoggy, isn't he? Another good Lancashire lad. Looking after those kids. Fantastic, man. Your gaming handle is Bearded Budgie. Would this be to the fact that you're a fan of the Canaries and you have a beard by any chance? Watch both series. It's fantastic. I love stuff like that. Just shows you what you can do as well. If you give kids a chance, give them an interest, show some actual interest in kids. Not like that, you know what I mean? Don't let them just feel like they're left on their own and left to their own devices. They probably would. So they do. Just show them that you're willing to invest a bit of time, if nothing else, into them. And look at what happens. Probably some of those lads might have ended up in prison. Or doing really stupid things. And as it is, they've got more of an interest. A sense of camaraderie and teamwork. And a bit more pride in where they come from and who they are. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much. Someone from school with, as a 19-year-old kid, you just realised. We think it's a friend of yours, but a baby daddy was a friend of your dad's. What? Intergenerational. It's a shame that Lancashire no longer play in the Netherlands, or play the Netherlands. Had a wonderful day in Schiedam watching the Netherlands win. Of course they did. Yeah, pity that, isn't it? Nice weekend in the dam. Having it large. Your GeoGuessr handle is Findus. People think it's Find Us, but it's your old cat's named after the Swedish cartoon cat. Findus is also a frozen food manufacturer in the UK. They make crispy pancakes and fish fingers and things. Findus. Someone's going to clip that. Someone's going to clip everything. As long as they link to the full length. It's a shame they don't play. You would come away with that. Just keep an eye on things though. You never know. You do occasionally. England played in the Netherlands, didn't he, a few years ago? Was it Josh Butler was playing, and every time a ball went near him, it was getting thwanged for about 7 miles, or 1.12 kilometres. That was quick, wasn't it? She was 16 and he was 35. Yes, that's a little bit sick. Comes up, isn't it? Yes, the horse meat scandal in the lasagna was Findus. Was international news. What are you expecting when you walk into Tesco and walk out with a lasagna which is the size of, you know, size of a pillow for £1? What do you think was in there? It's not top grade beef, is it? Like, you know what I mean? What company had the horse meat scandal? That would be Findus. A proper, yes, a fan of the Spanish, a Pedrophile. You've been in the Findus family stand at Cleethorpes where Grimsby play. Yes, they don't play in Grimsby, do they? They play in Cleethorpes. I like the fact that they play up to that, you know. More football clubs need to do that. Play up to the weird part of your community. Is it Morecambe or Fleetwood? And I can't remember which one it is. One of them, they were playing live. Go on, which one was it? Playing live on telly, and then there's very few people there. But behind the goal on the left-hand side, they had a load of like mannequins, tailors' dummies in casual gear, just in front of a crash barrier. Why on earth are you doing that? Strange, but I'm all for stuff like that. Horse meat is honestly not bad though, in your opinion. Yeah, I don't think I'd manage a 6-foot drumstick though, you know, man. International news except for France, where they didn't know what all the fuss was about. Probably just going, right, the British have finally gotten onto the fact that, you know, horse tastes like chicken. It was Tesco, yeah. Every little gallops. "20 years ago it was frowned upon. Not really talked about. Yeah, horrible. Wasn't it Iceland? That was Tesco. Iceland, I think, have also been done for something, but I suppose Iceland also must have sold Findus, but it was famous for being in Tesco. I only know that as well because I used to buy lasagna from Tesco down there. I never bought the Findus though. Never buy it frozen. Always try and buy the fresh stuff. Fresh, my baboon's arse. Nay, lad, nay. Sorry, Ali.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
You're getting a very poor indeed for that one. It happens, but it's not right. Yeah, it's good, but it's not right. How the other way with passing horses, fish fingers is unbelievable. Very fishy as well. Iceland once sued the country Iceland because of their name. Incredible stuff. The same as Boss, Hugo Boss, trying to sue people for using the word boss in names. You can't. If they're trying to use Hugo Boss and they're making clothes, fair enough, but anything else, sod off, no. SS bastards. Still sickens you that France only eats so much horse meat because we thought it was too expensive to ship all the war horses back to the UK. Is that why that is? Tell Louise. And then all the Geordies went over there. Are they war horses? Nah, man, I think they're someone else's.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. You had ostrich once, tasted all right. I had an ostrich steak once as well, but it kept on burying itself under my mashed potatoes. I've had ostrich. It was nice. Very lean meat. Was it alligator and something else? Drunk, obviously. Wouldn't eat that shite sober, would I? In the middle of Liverpool Christmas markets. Good luck, Scouts say boss all the time, yeah? We are going to sue you. Yeah, go ahead, mate. Which is why you're not allowed to wear Hugo Boss anywhere in Liverpool. Nightclubs will not allow you in wearing Hugo Boss. But it's Boss, lad, exactly, get out. There was a row of butchers dockside. That's fucking mad, innit? I suppose if it's just after a war as well and meat is very thin on the ground, yeah, go on, I'll eat it, don't care. But no, it's horrible. The war was a long time ago, we don't need to now. You know what I mean? Worked in a refrigerated storage centre. You could buy the meat they sold them, much like alligator or ostrich and other exotic stuff. There's lots of that stuff's really, really good lean meat as well, isn't it? Not the fatty shite. Did not know that, I didn't either. Paid 240 quid for glasses from Boots. Makes you think, it does. My ex used to work in Boots. She wasn't a chemist, she was a prostitute.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Every time you see a purple poppy, you have to bite your lip. Can you actually see purple poppies? Or are they not green poppies? It took me until I was in my late 40s, was it early 50s maybe, to find out that purple doesn't exist. And I've been living a lie. My favourite colour for all these years doesn't actually exist. How bad do you think I felt after seeing that? By the way, we piggly dinged about an hour ago. If anyone else wants to go behind the barge, let me know. So you'd rather bite your lip than bite a horse. Good on you, Louise, good on you. Leave the poor horses alone. Lulu Bellatini, there you go, get behind the bar. Get it sorted, lad, get it sorted. Louise wants to get behind there as well. Get your orders in. And don't forget, with every order, you get a flirt with that, love. Are purple poppies war animal memorial related? Please excuse your ignorance. Why doesn't purple exist? Apparently, Steve, purple doesn't exist because it doesn't exist as a wave form. Which I know sounds bizarre. Like other colours have got waveforms, purple hasn't. All it is, it's not green. Some fella did a TED talk on it and just said purple doesn't exist. Obviously it exists, but it exists as a combination of two other waveforms. So in theory, it doesn't exist at all. It's a combination of some other stuff. Strange. Jeffa cakes for our Ali Alio and a tea. Turelmo, as they say in Japan. Snack pack. Get off. Jackie Lewis, you want a coffee? Grab a coffee, we'll have a talk. They said boss on them, you have to look into it. It's boss that, mate. Put your feet up, Ali, put your feet up, go on. Our purple poppy's not for dogs as well. You're okay for a bit. Glass of cola though, hides tea bottle under the table. Disgraceful behaviour. Lurker Lewis, that's... Jinxie, you've got about 600 dogging names here. Which is why you want a purple poppy, isn't it? For dogging. Oh my god, for dogging. Right, we've got three types of cones in our eyes to see colour. The mantis shrimp has 16. They can even see reversed polarised light. So technically they can watch 3D movies without the glasses. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? That's fantastic. Purple poppies commemorate the animals and birds lost during the wars, but leaving the horses to be butchered doesn't count in your book. Yeah, not good. Good In Excess tune, Original Sin. Michael would know all about Original Sin, wouldn't he? Ending himself having a strangle wank on the back of the door. Daft bastard. Talking to Jeffa Cake, she paid £1.50 for a snack pack recently at Craigavon Hospital. The thieving bastards. Only wavists say purple don't exist. Wavists and cone owners. Be careful saying that. Didn't know about the horses. You want a tub of orange Tip Top and don't forget the straw. Tip Top, now you are talking. Tip Top. Oh man. Do they still come in the little boxes? A box of Tip Top. There was 4 in it. What? £1.50 for 4 Jeffa Cakes? Thieving gets. A what now? A what now? A Tip Top. Let's have a look. Can I find Tip? Oh no, I can't, can I? I should have done this before the show. Fucking show. What am I talking about? Do you not remember them? You must remember them. I'm gonna have to hold this up because I can't actually. Not remember them. Tip Top. Used to put them in the freezer. Stick them in the freezer and then like just like slightly ribbed, didn't he? For your pleasure. Yeah, and then open the top up. Just wander around in the middle of the streets during the hot times, snarling on a frozen Tip Top. Have you seen The Last Leg? So weird when your little country gets a mention. I think there's a few people watch The Last Leg on here. I normally can't because I'm normally on my last leg by that point. Do you want a Corona? Not the virus, obviously. They were Calypso rather than Tip Top in your day. A proper little thing of juice. A carton of juice. We'd love to see photos of Steve as a teenager or as a young adult. Full of colouring and E-numbers. Yeah, absolutely. They did them in red and also blue, which was bubblegum flavour, wasn't it? Looked like orange, tastes like water. Louise, that's exactly the one. Exactly the one. It looked bright orange, but the flavour was beyond watered down. And if you let it, actually, if you froze it and then let it unfreeze or melt even, it didn't look orange anymore. It's bizarre. Speaking of lolly ices, ice lollies, lolly ices in Liverpool. You heard the ice cream truck yesterday? They're a year-round thing. They are around here as well. Only they don't normally sell ice creams. They sell other things to keep you going. Popped it in a glass for you. I know, so funny hearing me talking like Tony Soprano. What am I, some kind of fucking mook? Used to freeze Tip Tops as well. It was fantastic. In my nan's freezer on a hot day. Try and avoid the chalk ices and the stupid little shitey white paper. I can get rid of them, I don't like them. The ones that used to taste like broccoli because they were in the freezer next to the broccoli that had burst. I want a Tip Top instead. Or a jubbly, frozen jubblies. Show me age now, aren't I? Poke fan is what you call them. That's a different thing altogether, that's Jinxie, you know it is. Don't be at it. Started selling frozen pizzas as well, what? You're still not going to beat Ron Dicko's Moby, are you? Steve, you like jubblies? How about the ice lolly things as well? Here they're called yemis. The H is silent, E-E. Oh no, sorry. From yemis, not from he. Basically means home ice, yemis. Alright. Is that why Geordies say when they're going home, I'm gan yem? So it comes from there. It's a Nordic thing. How man, I'm gan yem. True story, that's exactly what they say. You thought frozen jubblies was a winter thing. It's all year round, isn't it? When you live 38,000 feet up on Mount Pendle, your jubblies are permanently frozen. Wear a vest. You're getting a very poor for that, Louise, I'm afraid.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Come out, wherever you are. When you went to visit family in Belfast, you used to go into this very old grimmy shop for honeycomb. Proper old school honeycomb. It was lush. Also, your great aunt's toilets were outside. They never had an inside one. My nan and granddad used to have an outside one until he moved into a newer house, and there was an outside one there as well, which they smashed to pieces because there was a toilet upstairs. Bizarre. One upstairs and one outside. Very odd. Jubblies are awesome. Yep. Steve likes them too. Not frozen, but jubblies in general. They say burn as well. What did you say? Barn and burn. It is. It's because if you listen to Geordies, they don't sound like English. They sound, there's a lot, well they do, but there's a lot of Scottish influence, and there's a lot of obviously Nordic, Viking influences. And especially if you go to the places, lots of the names, the place names have got that same kind of influence as well. But aye, Ganyem man, how are man, woman, man? Right, well it is Sunday. Ooh, chockies. Are we seeing a softer side to our Jeff? No barbecue on the beach? Yeah, alright lad. Right, so he's having beef, literally having beef with Sefton Council, is he? Off Cerberusing. Alright, Cerberus is the a dog, isn't it? The Hound of Hades. Jeff's off dogging. Oh, no, don't get involved in that. Steve has big hands, good for defrosting frozen jubblies. Handy to know that one, Louise, if in need. Your nanny granddad's house was modernised in 76. And outdoors Danny, mate. Yeah, I think, when did he move? My nanny granddad moved from Russell Place round to Shrewsbury Place round the corner. That must have been late 70s, same kind of thing, 70, 79ish, 78, 79. I think the 77 Jubilee was in the other house, and then after that, they moved round the corner. And then my mum's mum had a coal cellar, and she still got coal delivered there until into the 90s at least. It was bizarre. You want Jeff's chocks? I had to read that twice there, Mandy. Filth. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? Imagine still having outside toilets in the 70s. The war finished in 1945, but there was a lot of people didn't have any money. Whether it was people or councils never had any money, so there's loads of things that were just... But I remember 70s and even 80s, early 80s, playing on bomb sites. The war had finished like 35 odd years before, if not more, and we were still playing on bomb sites. Bizarre. There was no money to fix things. Your great-grandmother lived in the same flat from when your granny was 7 in 1940 until you were 7 in 1996. That's a long, long time. Don't talk to me about love. What a tune, man. I bet they can turn nuts. But not a warning on the side. Not a chance. That is a proper long time now, isn't it? 56 years. Great aunt and uncle had outside toilets till he died in the 80s. Yeah, we seem to think, well, modern life must have been around for a long time. It wasn't. There was still loads of proper old school stuff in the 70s, 80s. 90s is when it changed a little bit, I think, but before that there was still mad things going on. Say, bomb sites outside toilets. There's loads of stuff going on. You've only lived in a house with inside loos. Oh, posh, very posh. Did Northern Ireland not get bombed too much during the war? Don't know if it's anything to do with that, because obviously the north of Liverpool got flattened completely during World War II, so it had to get rebuilt. There's no money to spend anywhere, and you had to rebuild an entire half of a city, so all the money went on rebuilding that. None of these houses got redeveloped until years later. Houses rebuilt with inside loos. Yeah, well, the ones that were built in northern Liverpool all had them, but the older ones in the south didn't until years later. Manly, your best mate when you were a kid had an outside loo and a tin bath in front of the fire. Anyone else hearing the Hovis advert theme tune now? She died 5 days before her 100th birthday. She was actually buried on her 100th birthday. It is quite cool, that, isn't it? There's something fitting about sort of ding, ding, ding dates. Also practical, as the whole family was already invited. There you go, yeah. Remember as a young kid getting bathed in a tin bath in front of an open fire at your grandparents? He was only 23. I seem to remember that as well. Not you getting bathed by your grandparents, you know. Inside loo, but early 70s you never had a bathroom. Things moved on a hell of a lot, but nowhere near as long ago as we think. Most of it happened after the war. It did, didn't it? But when you've been at war for 6 years, and not just a little bit of a skirmish, an actual world war, you know, proper world war, there's not much left. There's not much money to fix things afterwards. So it took a while for the country to get back on its feet. And then it took 2 years for it to be torn to bits again. We need to go back. Start building bigger houses, nicer ones. Ones for the bigger human beings that we're becoming year by year. Never experienced that yourself, Jinx. The way they were about sitting around an open fire was weird. From Northern Ireland, you should be used to open fires to everywhere you go. Constantly, 24 hours a day. Tin bath there as well, but the adults went to the bathhouse. Oh, she got to be a great-grandmother at 99, but she probably didn't know she had dementia at that point. Could have been cool with a picture of all 5 generations. Not many would be able to do that. That would have been fantastic, though. You had 8 in a 4-bedroom house growing up with only 1 bath, shower and a downstairs toilet. But you know, it sounds like it was a poor thing, but now I bet you that was brilliant, having loads of people. Constantly noise in the house. Always something going on. Your grandma's 2 up, 2 down, had a bath and sink in the back bedroom and an outside loo. Proper old school, isn't it? I bet you there's still places in this country that have stuff like that because they've just never been changed. Keep them the way they are. Yeah, imagine the change from 1905 to 2005. Completely different world. It's bizarre, man. So your family have that pick of 5 generations. Steve, some of your best memories are sitting in front of a fire as a family toasting bread during the power cuts in the 70s. Again, that's a shared experience, isn't it? If you're doing it with your family, you're not really suffering. I love that. I love stuff like that. And they are memories that you can't take away. Or your parents saying to you, sorry we had to go through this. What do you mean, sorry we had to go through this? It was great. All of us sat together, feeling warm, being fed. What more can you ask for, man? A bit better than going to a toaster and just going click, isn't it? Everyone sitting around together. That's brilliant. I love that. Bring it back, man. Grandmother got to have 13 grandkids and 11 great-grandkids before she went. Loved the fact that she was super proud of it. That is right, man. How did she manage your granny, your mum, your sister, your niece and her son? That's a proper pick, that, isn't it? You had to play board games by candlelight with your mum stressing in case you knocked them over. Ah. But again, it's the experience and the memories that you can't get. You don't get memories like that sitting in front of a PlayStation. You know what I mean? They're the only things you get. Those memories come from actually going through something like that. I love it. Bring them back, man. Yeah, imagine not too long ago they didn't have fridges and vacuum cleaners. Are we fortunate to have been born, brought up when we were? All this is available. Where you can just tap a couple of buttons on your phone and someone will drop off food to your house. You can stream any song that you can think of within seconds. Dink, here you go. Sitting on a Saturday night being tortured by Val Doonigan and an iron knit comb. Yes. How times have changed. Keep them the way they are, yeah. If you want to shit, go in the garden. But be careful while you're out there, and if you fall over, don't come running to me. You had a twin tub. Proper. Nick comb. I read it right. I knew what you meant. Can you imagine power cuts now? As soon as the tech batteries are flat, it would be carnage. Ask Mandy about that. We had one last year as well. And guess what I did? Where's my thing? I'll get my thing out and show you my thing. Power bank. Lights. Plugged in the front room. Pointing upwards at the ceiling. So you get a reflection, and it was diffused light. This beautiful diffused light. So it wasn't dark in there, but it was fucking freezing, man. Yeah, but yeah, as soon as the power goes, you're knackered. Imagine sitting kids down. The power's gone, so we're going to sit around. We're going to play a board game. Where's the controller? Where's the joypad? It's not. Just pick the fucking dice up. What says ice? Your grandparents had 3 kids before they got a kitchen. They were farm workers who lived in a small house adjacent to the farm. Well, if you're brought up in that, you know exactly what you're doing now, don't you? I like that. Man, do you love hand-powered tools? No. You'd love a Eubank sweeper It is. It's spelled correctly. You should get one. Doesn't need to be plugged in. It's the mini Hoover that goes hodder hodder. Great if you've got laminate floors. Just a thought of a mental meltdown. Again, we would cope with that, no problem whatsoever. Oh, my phone's gone off. Big deal. So what? We'll sit round and talk, or we'll toast bread, or someone will get a guitar out and give us a song. Meanwhile, the new generation going cold turkey in the corner. I want to hear ding, ding, ding. Yeah, the Nick Combe. Nitty Nora. Head Explorer. During the 70s strikes, you had no electricity, none for days. Different world, wasn't it, back then? And we survived, got on with it. No big deal. Didn't have to reset anything when the electric came back on, it just worked. But he said the grandparents were poor farm hands and had to beg for the simplest things like sinks and proper toilets. Man, proper hard labour. Oh, you want a vintage drill with a handle? You can get hold of them. Get one. Order one. Making a comeback, aren't they? Stuff like that. Yeah, 1930s looks horrendous. It looks fantastic, but horrendous at the same time. Like Ali's torch, yes. A wind-up. Is it a wind-up? No, I'm telling the truth.
Very poor.
Yeah, very poor.
Very poor indeed.
Barnsley's got a vintage hand tool. If you want, Mandy. Can it make holes in wood? No. As a person living alone, it's a horror when there's a power cut. Last year you had it 3 times. Twice it was at night. Fucking hell, man. Oh, your granddad got a job at the mill, but his dust destroyed his lungs before he was 45. And then he had to stay home, and your grandmother used the sewing education she got as a teenager. Well, health and safety was mentioned earlier on because of stuff like that. Now at least you can work somewhere, well, in theory, without it causing you that much of a hassle. 45, man. No age. Aye, blew me neck, Jack. Blew me neck. You've gone full on Lancashire, Yorkshire border there, haven't you, Ease? Blew me neck, Jack. I don't believe thee. I don't believe thee. You can charge phones with your Makita radio as long as the batteries are charged. Or get yourself a topped-on battery starter upper. That'll keep them going for a while. Since the cables got laid into the ground, you rarely have power cuts. And it's really great compared to when they were on poles. It's a different world, man. Your mother's mother died from asbestos. Bad stuff, that, isn't it? And it used to be in absolutely everything. All the 1940s and 50s, whatever it was, all the schools, comprehensive schools, were all laden with asbestos. The building where I used to work, that was full of it as well. We can't knock it down because it's too dangerous. So why am I sat in here working then? Get on with it, you drone. Pronounced Bloomin'. Bloomin' heck. Bloomin' heck, aye. Because you're this side, the correct side, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Like the Berwick and Swede, aren't you, of Lancashire and Yorkshire? Bloomin' heck. Or go to Foot of Error Stairs. Do you say Ecky Thump and stuff like that? I'm just taking us yak down to the shop. Grandfather carried it from the shipyard. Can you charge the fridge? You've got a power bank for your phone, but the fridge offers giving you stress. I wouldn't worry about that at all. If it goes off and you can't fix anything, just leave it. Doesn't matter. It'll come back on eventually. Just don't be exploding yourself on the electric. Bought a power bank last week, but you can't remember the type. These are handy and they're quite big, but to be honest with you, smaller ones have more power than these now. They're getting better all the time. That weighs a bastard ton. Proper brick. Does it tell you how much? $50,000 milliamp hours is it? Keep you going for a while. They're really handy to have, those power banks. Even if it's just one to keep your phone charged while you're waiting to hear from an electrician or something, or from the council or wherever it is. Yeah, the meat etc. goes melting and goes bad. That's your headache. But you don't need to worry about stuff like that. If it goes, it goes. Just don't be worrying about it. When things explode, that's when things are bad. Keep the door shut as much as possible. Move everything down low, yeah. Don't worry about frozen stuff. You can refreeze everything except meat. Warm air rises. Cold air stays down the bottom, so move everything down. Keeps it frozen longer. We've quite a few here with no power from the storm. Are we the same? None here, we're alright. Got a pamphlet everyone got here telling us to stock up water and food for 3 days and get power banks and flashlights if the crisis arrives. There'll be no crisis. Does that mean there'll be no beer? Is that what the crisis is? We'll run out to Carlsberg. The window is shut. The window is shut. What do I use this one for? That's normally for keeping the lightsaber on. I charge it up, but it goes off fairly quickly. So I'll leave that plugged into the lightsaber. But it's not even on tonight. I'm going with the power cut look. See, I'm going for the power cut look. Instead of switching everything on and looking like Blackpool Illuminations. Cook the meat and then freeze it. I presume you meant cook the meat there, Jackie. Because the USA and Russia and the fear of cyber attacks and war. You'd be sound. Yes, do what to the meat, Jinxie? Do what? Cock it. Was a bugger with the fridges and freezers if you had the power cut in the supermarket. You were the only one who knew how to open the drawers on the tills with no lecky. Was there a thing underneath? Just stick a screwdriver in and pull it towards you and the till would open. Is that how it works? Or a swizzle stick. You used to be able to do with a swizzle stick in the pub. Little red plastic swizzle sticks. Rip the top off. Pull it towards you. What did you do with your drawers when there was no lecky? Some Orwellian shitter, isn't it? Knock on wood, we will be fine, we will. It's all going to be good in the hood, blood. Cook it and then refreeze it, yes. Cock the meat. What? Rubbish lorry comes to collect once in 6 weeks. If you've got melted meat, you've got a problem. Yeah, chuck it in the toilet, you've got to be careful with that as well. There's a little hole to poke there, wasn't there? In our pub, we used to have it whenever there was any kind of problem. You couldn't do too many no sales because otherwise the brewery would go mad. And you get people coming, have you got any more pound coins for the fruit machine? Fucking hell, mate, I've just been in this 27 times. Open. and it went kading. Poke your little hole and you'll be fine. That would work perfectly for it, wouldn't it? In, towards, kadink. Was it an EPOS? Electronic point of sale, weren't the EPOS? Tesco had to bin 50 grand's worth of meat because of the storm and no electricity. I'm sure they'll be struggling with their £2.6 billion they've made this week. Bastards. Well, it is Sunday.
But Kipper's Vindaloo can't be good for you.
What has Kipper's been up to? Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney Phil predicts 6 more weeks of wintry weather. A massive crowd gathered to watch the Groundhog Day event as the woodchuck was ushered out of his stump to speak his truth. Punxsutawney Phil, the famous groundhog, has predicted 6 more weeks of winter for America as he gave his weather report in Pennsylvania. A big crowd was in attendance at Gobbler's Knob as the woodchuck was ushered out of his tree stump to deliver his prediction. He was welcomed with chants of Phil, Phil, Phil. That's his name, you see. Keeping a close eye on their furry friend, the top-hatted handlers said Phil saw his shadow, meaning a prediction of 6 more weeks of wintry weather. It's winter. This is not an out there claim. Shite. Pretty much, yeah. It's the winter. Of course, there's a good chance of having wintry weather. It's the start of February. But I like that. It's been going on for over 100 years, hasn't it? Groundhog Day. As obviously it would do. It just carries on and on and on. But yeah, I like stuff like that. Even if it makes no sense whatsoever. If it's part of your tradition, keep going and keep going, man. There's no wildlife if you can give it to. Would there be no, if like meat, would you not be able to, I don't know, a safari park, no, it's a safari park, just go and lash a load of meat over for the lions or something, I don't know. Thought he'd been replaced by a vegan cake, reading too much internet, you, Monday. It's a bit forward, you've only got a vintage tool, but if you stick it in a little hole, apparently the drawers come flying out. Don't know how many that was deserving of, but there you go. You can have 4 of them. I've only got my vintage tool. It's reminded me of something one of the Al fellas in the pub used to... Oh, what's he doing there now? One of the Al fellas in the pub used to say all the time. Up in the morning, off to school. Home in the evening, play with me tool. Fucking hell, mate, you're in your 70s, grow up. I was thinking to myself as I was laughing my tits off. Zoo in Emmen is €40. Could you not pay in ruined meat? We shouldn't be zoos anymore. Unless it is specifically to try and keep animals that are at risk. Let my people go. Let my people go, man. Just throw it over the wall, yeah? Don't need to pay to get in. Just find out where the lions are. Swang it over. If only. Yeah. Right. Find a little hole. Stick it in. Robert's your mother's brother. In Excess on the Dookie, a little bit of Jeff's favourite song. Also his best chat-up line, apparently. That and Have You Seen the Cheekbones? Hubba hubba. Seems to work quite well, doesn't it, ladies? You're thinking all types of birds out your back. What? Say what? I don't even know how much is Chester Zoo or Knowsley Safari Park. How much are they charging these days? Tickets for Chester Zoo, let's have a look. Accept all cookies. You know, you get free cookies. Right, you have to put your date in now. An off-peak one. Saturday the 8th of February. Choose another date. No, just let's go. Adult admission is £36.50. So it's going to be pretty much €40, isn't it? Child admission is 27 quid. Student is 35. Toddler 1 and 2 years old, £2.50. Under 12 months, free of charge. Thieving bastards. When was the last time you saw a little hole? When we played Grimsby away. That's a fucking hole, isn't it? You sent me a link to the groundhog cake. All right, here we go. Peter, or Petter, whatever you want to call it, proposes a weather reveal cake for Groundhog Day in place of Punxsutawney Phil. Proposed cake, when cut, would show one of two colours, blue or pink. That's fucking pointless. The whole point with him being out is, if you can see his shadow, that's what says it's going to be thingy or thingy. Pink or blue, just it's a reveal cake, isn't it? Someone has to make that in advance. Soft bastards. The organisation known for its animal advocacy believes that Phil is being exploited on the annual winter holiday. In response, they sent a letter to the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club asking them to let Phil retire ahead of this year's celebration on February the 2nd. What an absolute shower of shit. Behave. As long as it's not an arm and a leg. Aye. No, sorry, Louise. Sorry, but...
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
You're getting a very poor for that one. You're getting a very poor indeed. When you look down... Oh, is that right, is it, Jinxie? When you look down. Self-praise is no recommendation. Knowsley is free without a car. Do you know what, though? If you watch Car Share, they went round Knowsley Safari Park, didn't they? Don't mess around with the monkeys in Knowsley, man. You can feel yourself slipping away. Are you watching Titanic or something, Jackie? A bus ticket is €8 as well. Thieving bastard. Walk to the light, Jackie, walk to the light. What's the light? It's a Mondeo estate parked outside. Phil is one of the most protected and spoiled animals on the planet. He's happy. I have to just come out, piss around for 10 minutes and then get put back in where I have my choice of all the woodchuck ladies and they feed me all year round. What more does he want? Obviously they declined the offer, they did. Peter is still there. We have the cake. Fuck off then. It was nice knowing you, Jackie. It was nice knowing you. Walk to the light. Go and find peace. And if you make it through the night, morning, Jackie. What a load of shite. Animals being exploited. Is he being treated badly? Seriously. Isn't that what we should be looking for? Is the animal treated badly? Would he have a better life if he wasn't treated well by the Groundhog Club? It's fucking stupid, man. They are, what my granddad would say, always putting their shovel where there's no shit. Looking for trouble where none exists. I always love that saying. Always putting your shovel where there's no shit. There you go, my thing's gone ping. But none of us had turned his lifestyle down. Absolutely not. Tune. But is that prefab sprout we're looking at now? The bass player Wendy Smith used to follow me on Twitter before I deleted my account. I had some strange people follow me over there. Benicio del Toro followed me for a while. And then deleted his account and come back years later. Ali Sheedy from the Breakfast Club followed me. Darren Huckabee, ex-Norwich striker, follows me, or followed me until I deleted my account. David Hasselhoff, that's the weirdest one out of all that though. What does he make of me moaning about Everton this particular week? I don't miss it though. It's gone very toxic. That's why it's called X, isn't it? It's in the middle of toxic. Not to do with Britney Spears either. Must have opened it again. Has this gone off? It has, it's gone off. Why is it so bloody hot? Or is it all the lovely ladies being filthy? That's what it is, isn't it? That's what's causing it to be hot. No idea. Yeah, the kind of lifestyle where you get looked after all the time rather than having to make your own way in the life. Like racehorses, I know there's a slightly different matter with them because a lot of them really are at risk. But they get looked after so well. Most of them are a stable condition. Everton had some results like we have. Since the Moyes sire came back, we used to sing a song. Moyes, Davy Moyes, he's Davy Moyes. He's got red hair, but we don't care. Davy Moyes. That's now been changed to, he's got grey hair and we don't care. Davy Moyes. It's safe to say, I think the crowd was sort of divided on that one. There was a lot of us who were delighted when he turned up because we knew what he could do for the club. Lots of others, no, he left us in the lurch and pissed off to United and done it sneakily so we never got any money for him. Never going to welcome him back. 4 games, 9 points. Welcome back, Moisey, lad. He's been great. City legend Hooks, yeah, still lives nearby. One of his neighbours is Robbie Knox from Soccer AM, yeah. Tramp. Tramp. Yep. And he's still, is it Ewan Roberts? Still hangs around with him, still plays Sunday League as well for the Vets. Good lad, Hooks. I've had many a good conversation with him on Twitter. So did bulls in Spain. There's a difference with Spain now. We look after the horses. They're kept in fantastic condition and they're raced. The bulls over in Spain are kept in fantastic condition and thrown off the top of bell towers or stabbed by men with very, very tight trousers. No need for it. Which is why it's always quite satisfying to see when the bull sees its arse and jumps into the crowd. I think it's probably the boss level of fuck about find out, isn't it? Jump straight in. We're only here to watch. Yeah, you're going to find out how powerful these things are. Morning, Tom, 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 Tom. Morning, Ali. Donkeys from bell towers. Didn't they support 8 Mile Radius in 1972? Was it Toronto, I think it was? Mad, innit? I mean, we've all wanted to do strange things in our lives, but there's normally someone hanging around you, isn't there, going, nah, don't be doing that. Was it Carl Pilkington who said he's always wanted to kick a duck up the arse? I get that completely. I'd never do it. But you know what I mean? Donkeys from bell towers. Strange. Horses get shot if they break a leg. Not all of them do. They used to, not all of them. But this can happen. If you throw horses outside, wild horses, onto the moor, ask Louise, she'll tell you. Not far from where she is, sorry for calling you she, but not far from where Louise is, there's horses on both sides of Yorkshire and Lancashire that just live free, wild horses, and you see them just run round all day long because they love it. So yeah, but you know, the ones, I mean, if you go to Aintree and have a look at the size of the fences, it's not nice. Some of those fences, it seems almost impossible for them to get over, so I don't like that. Poor horses. That's why the Grand National's the biggest horse race in the world, or the most famous horse race in the world. And it's not even class 1 horses. The grade 1 stuff only goes to the best races. This thing, because you're losing so many horses every year, just throw in your Findus lasagna for next week and see if it gets round or not. Ajax got a Danish player called Hlunsen, is that? Hlunsen. Thought he was Icelandic. It does sound Icelandic, doesn't it? There's a good Icelandic dude on YouTube as well. I think he's called the Icelandic guy. Lives in North Sweden. Very ginger, looks Viking-y. Funny lad. It's not right to throw any animals from bell towers, is it? No. Apart from maybe Leeds United fans. Is this thing still on? Don't be throwing any animals, apart from maybe owls, I don't know, kestrels, hawks, birds, all birds. Not frozen turkeys. Yeah, just treat animals nice, man. Don't be a bellend. Speaking of animals, get your money out, folks. It's OnlyFans time. Time for a filthy haiku. I want a blanket, a fleece one in petrol green, to slumber beneath. Dobbin had a good game again yesterday. He's a good player, him. I think I said this last time, didn't I? I think he's not Premier League standard at the moment, but a bit more experience, playing for a good team in the Championship, he's not going to be far off. He's definitely got it within him. Good, skillful lad, plenty of pace, and he knows where the net is as well. You might have got yourself a proper little Bobby Dazzler there. Only bears. Yeah, aye. Marmalade doesn't come cheap, you know. A heated one. A heated Horace. You might like that. That heated blanket me sister got me is fantastic, by the way. But so dangerous. Don't put it on if you're feeling cold. And like, you have to go and pick your daughter up from a club or something. Because you just never wake up. It's mad. Better that rather than being thrown off a bell tower like Louise wants to do with donkeys. Shots fired here. Shots fired in the chat. No throwing donkeys off bell towers. No throwing anything off bell towers. Be nice. Be nice to animals. They taste lovely. That'll do. Keep the heat in now. Who was the first person who thought of doing that? I'm bored. I've got a great idea. Jefe, come and help me take this donkey up this bell tower. And when we get all the way to the top, I'm going to throw it off. What? Why? See what kind of noise it makes. I don't know. Weird. They're weird, man. Yeah, hey donkey, get out of my bell tower. You'd feel a right ass, wouldn't you? Very poor indeed.
Very poor.
Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed.
How did he get them up there anyway? Did he walk up the stairs? Did he make them actually walk all the way up the stairs? That's bang out of order, that, isn't it? Just looked it up and it says he is Icelandic, but apparently he's born in Odense in Denmark. Could have sworn he's Icelandic. It makes no thing either, does it? There's loads of these footballers especially. And it says, oh, he's French. Where was he born? North Africa. Well, he's not French. It's not because he's actually from France, it's because he played football for France. So Matty Cash is not from Poland, he was born in Slough. He just plays for Poland because his mum is Polish. It's mad. Sure, the donkeys are all asses. Donkeys can't walk backwards. If you take one to the top, only one way down. Geronimo. There's donkey problems here. Donkey problems. Quite a lot of Icelanders in Denmark since they were part of Denmark until the 40s, yeah. Guy and Rasmussen are Danish. Broja, born in Slough again, like Matty Cash. Plays for Albania when not broken. And then the poor sods who come onto the pitch and they haven't got a flag near them at all means they haven't played representative football at any level. Poor sausages. Matty Cash doesn't look very Polish, does he? Getting interviewed afterwards. How did it go? Oi, oi, there's your can, brother. Part of Poland are you from? In Slough, mate. I grew up maybe 40 miles from where you are. Could have been you. It had to be you. What have I got? What have I got? I've got no goo, man. Yeah, after lads who have played cricket for England the last 50 years weren't born in England, yeah. It's all a bit weird. I could have been born in Wales. I could have been a son of Glendower, but I wasn't. I was born in the Asda on Smithdown Road. How bad's that? Wasn't an Asda at the time, now obviously. And the only bit of the hospital that's left is the nut asylum-y nut job place, which I think is quite fitting, really, isn't it? Good player, it's good lad, it's good lad, as Harry would say. Bloody hell. Could have a lemsip before bed. I need to get rid of this. It's just about hanging on. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Are you listening to me? It's not good enough. Oh, bloody hell, Louise, you've been on for hours, haven't you? Ali and Louise have done proper long shifts tonight. Thank you very much. Many apologies for the inconvenience. I will sort this out. Because I'm a YouTube wanker. I will sort this out this week. It only arrived today. And obviously I need to fix things, including being able to piggly ding so I can hear it. But I will do that. Yeah. I'll sort it out. I'll sort it out. Top player. Top player. Yeah, he's a top player. I love those videos. You can't just be a top player, you've got to be a top player. That's when you know you've made it. Goulas and Southport, the lesser known remake, I know. Also, Goo can ride my salty Mustang. They're now doing some kind of giveaway, so all the packs look slightly different, but they all look the same, so you can't tell which one's which. It's all gone mad. Don't like it. Don't like it. It's okay, not many glasses to wash. I had to read that a few times. I had to as well, to be honest with you. Tank Christ, says Ali Alio. Might need a major restock. We do. As things are a habit of going missing. But it's all good in the hood, blood. Oh, Intergalactic Beastie Boys. Tune, man. But having a lemsip in the morning, you've been snotty for weeks, you can't shake it. It's exactly what I've had as well. I had it, was it last month, and it wouldn't go away for about 3 or 4 weeks. I've just been having sneezes and feeling a little bit off. Not bad. Not a proper cold, but I've been taking my lemsip of a night to try and help me sleep. It might be, we're in November, we're in February. I might need antihistamines. I need to get on Sea Lions, is it? That website where you can get a year's worth for about £5. Get on there and order myself some, I think. Just in case it's that, it might be. I don't know. But the lemsip also helps because there's some paracetamol in there and I'm always in pain anyway, so no biggity bong. Ginger's crossed, it'll disappear, Barnsley lad. It'll disappear. It's horrible when it's like that as well, isn't it? Just hanging on constantly. Either go full on and feel like shit for 3 days, or just disappear, one or the other. Don't be hanging on for weeks. Horrible. Steve, you finally have clear tubes. The Cavonia for chesty coughs helped. It is good stuff, that, isn't it? Good to hear it, mate. Good to hear it. You're back to your usual self. How's Helen? She alright? She over it as well? Ali O, gotta go. Louise, the purifier has been on since I bought it. Never off. I might need to undo it and see if it needs the filter washing out, but it's been really good. And I keep on top of the dusting as well. I've always got one of these with me. I mean, that needs to go in the bin. Actually, I had to go the other day at top of the wardrobes, which wasn't good. Right behind there, they've got a couple of boxes, and then there was something behind there. Dusty AF. Need to keep on top of that. Ellen's fine as well. Good to hear it. Bonne nuit, Ali, mon chéri. Whatever else rhymes with that as well. Ears were shut for nearly 2 weeks. It was so strange. Might be the side effect from the shitload of meds you're taking. You never know. It affects loads of stuff differently, doesn't it? Medication. Which is why on headache pills it says one of the side effects is might cause headaches, because, you know, weird. Alright, night, sleep tight, don't let the bugger bite you. A little bit of League of Gentlemen for you there. He definitely won't bite you. You've been sneezing for ages, unusual, not aching or anything, just, yeah, there's something strange. And I noticed when we had the lockdown, even when we came back out of lockdown, everyone was still using hand sanitizer everywhere they went. Never had a cold for about 3 or 4 years. And then as soon as people just went, nah, it's alright, I'm going to start licking door handles again, everyone started getting colds. So it just shows you, if you use your hand sanitizer and behave yourself, colds and things disappear. But we can't. You keep sneezing as well, Louise. Nothing else, just sneezing. Is that because the rarefied air, 38,000 feet of one Mount Pendle? Is that what that is? It's weird, isn't it? I think that's pretty much what mine feels like at the moment. I'm not coughing. I haven't got a headache. I haven't got a temperature. I don't want to say I've not got aching limbs, because absolutely everything on me aches from top to bottom. But yeah, it's not like a cold or a flu. Just sneezing. And normally with hay fever, depending on what it is, what type of hay fever it is, I can tell. If it's tree pollen, I can taste it when I cough. It sounds weird, but I can. And when it's grass pollen, I can taste that as well. It tastes the way that freshly cut grass smells, if that makes sense. Weird, I know. But I know when it's that and when it's not. What you might have though as well, keep an eye out for, is when it's been really wet, and if you've got any wood anywhere, if it starts to rot, spores start to get flown out of there, you know, from fungi. Need to be careful with that as well. That can get onto your chest. Sneezing fits can be so tiring. They can, because the entire body is involved. Strange. Allergies. Anyone been buying you some flowers? Oh, aye. Do you have a secret admirer, do you? Are the Edelweiss, are they the only ones that grow that high up? Yeah, it can be anything, can't it? It's the only thing with allergies, it can literally be almost anything. And occasionally you need a prick test. Not what you're thinking. Way more than normal, even when you've had a cold. Mad, isn't it? Lots of sneezing, there's something out there. It's not just us, there's something out there. conspiracy. I reckon it's got something to do with the Illuminati. It's got to have to do, hasn't it? Definitely something to do with them dodgy boilers there. I need to rethink this entire thing as well. The whole boom mic situation. No allergies unless you're getting them in your 50s. It can happen, Louise, it can happen. Allergies can hit at any time. You never know. You need to find out what it is. Or ask your admirer to send you plastic flowers instead. So at least you can wash them. You sneeze when you look into the light, especially the sun. It can be dangerous when driving. I'm the same, mate. Got to be so careful. It was the fog. The fog what did it. Making out like Louise lives in Austria. It's not 38,000 feet up Mount Pendle. It's Himalayan. Or as they call it where she lives, Himalayas. Timalayas. I've been to Timalayas. Could be spores. You got a vintage tool. Lots of spores come out of that. If a sneeze doesn't come, I look up to the sun and praise it for making me shine. Half man, half biscuit. You start getting hay fever bad when you're about 50. It does happen. Near reason, near aim. Just suddenly appears. Before you know where you are, you are. Or maybe you're just allergic to being awesome. There you go. How creepy was that? Which is why I keep sneezing, obviously. Allergic to being awesome. It'll be spores, yeah. Oh, fucking hell, my Silla's giving me jip now. Doesn't sound good, that, does it? Everything's clicking. Oh, if you're getting a cat allergy, just think, if you're getting a cat allergy, are there any bell towers around where you are? Not making suggestions if Peter are watching, but you never know, do you? You know the way, if you drop a cat, it always lands on its feet. And if you drop a piece of toast, it always lands butter side down. What happens if you butter the back of a cat? Does it keep on just twirling in midair? What happens? No coincidence, we're all poorly since the 5G COVID vaccines have been out, or the horse meat. Had to be. 5G causes your insides to melt, mate. Lad of our Jimmy's, mate, told me all about it. Worked on putting the masts up. Says it melts your spleen from the insides out. He come in the pub, he had a hole in his balaclava and he was smelling of sausage rolls, mate. I'm telling you, mate. They're telling you lies. Sometimes when a sneeze comes out, it can be like having sex. Covered in slime. And you crash the car. Is that what you're trying to say to us? Terrible, terrible behaviour. Satisfying, where to put your back out. Only happens when you're least expecting it, and normally in traffic. Things like that now. It's come as quite a surprise. Literally. Oh, man. How have we managed to get from throwing donkeys off bell towers to having orgasmic sneezes? How does this work? I can't work it out. Often unexpected and alarms Helen. Yeah. And if you don't watch out what you're doing, you can end up rear-ending the person in front of you. There you go. On that note, the towels are on. I said the towels are on. Steve Spartacus. Oh, Hippie Diaz. Anyway, where are we? Where are we? Thank you for your sterling effort, Louise. And Ali Alio, who was here earlier but not anymore. Where? Sparklers off. Are we talking diamonds? Diamonds. Those kind of sparklers. See, I'm not used to this. It's at a different angle. It's dangling weird. Right. Get your dancing shoes on, la. Get your dancing shoes on. It's that time of night. Let's go do this thing.
Another great night here at the Paris Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
Buttons have been pressed. Buttons have been pressed. That's that.
Hoo-yah!